Happy New Year to all the viewers and listeners of Backward Point. From Backward Point, Nazar Sayed and Bashar Sayed, we kick off the new year with a new tradition. The hottest takes that we have ever seen in the world of cricket at our disposal. We're going to be taking the Subway Takes approach of 100% agree, 100% disagree. And if there's something in the middle, we'll definitely be talking about it. I'm very excited to lead this podcast on. With me, as always, my brother, my co-host, Bashar. Happy New Year. Are you ready to get burnt?
Hello and Happy New Year to everybody listening in. Just a massive disclaimer. These are not our takes. These are your takes, and we are reacting to your takes on this podcast.
But you will be agreeing or disagreeing to those takes.
That's correct, yes.
So technically, I mean, you're trying to save your butt here, but at some point, you're going to say that Imran Khan winning the 1992 World Cup was a fluke.
Look, what happened is...
And you're going to say that Virat Kohli is not as good as Babar Azam.
We're looking for a new format, and what we thought was that we'd put up a story on our Instagram and ask you guys to give us your hottest takes on cricket. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinions, and then we're going to react to them. So we have opinions from Instagram, and then we have opinions from our trusted patrons.
And we're going to start with our patrons as always. You guys, if you guys want to be part of our Patreon, the links are in the description below. It's a wonderful community. We have one Indian in our Patreon chat and about 37 Pakistani. So it's fun. And we welcome everybody in. The highest tier gets you the Patreon chat on WhatsApp where you can contribute and talk to Bashar and I for any and many stuff. And just if you just want to support the podcast, you can go to one of the lower tiers. And there's one tier for the producer tier opened up. Check out the description for what that entails. Let's get straight into the hottest takes that we have, Bashar, from the year 2025 from our patron members. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
The first one is from Mohammad Amar. And Amar says, cricket analysts, especially ex-cricketers in the subcontinent, need to be quizzed time and time again on their TV shows and their current knowledge of their home team. If Shoaib Akhtar can't pick Salman Mirza out of a lineup, fire his ass. If Sehwag doesn't know who Jaiswal or Iyer are, do the same to him. If Ahmed Shahzad doesn't know who opened for Pakistan in the last game, it doesn't matter that he used to. Stop letting ex-cricketers cash in there has been status to keep playing the audience for fools, keep milking TV channels for money, and not even bothering to watch the games they're supposed to be experts on.
Firstly, 100% agree. Secondly, who wrote that?
Mohammad Amar.
Amar out here writing essays, bro. The hot take is supposed to be something that you can tell me in a sentence.
This is a hot essay.
This is a hot essay, and I'm burning up. But I 100% agree with him. Like, one of our main criticisms about legacy TV is that they have analysts and panelists there that are just maybe sometimes not as in tune. And if I look at someone like Ravi Ashwin in India, just some of the best analysis that I've ever seen.
I think one of the best commentators, just with respect to research right now, is Ian Bishop. And he does hours and hours and pages of research. And I'm talking about research, not just international teams, but when he goes to commentate on the Under-19 World Cups, he knows histories and backgrounds of every single Under-19 player. So he goes out of his way, does the research. I want to say Ian Bishop is probably the Peter Dury of cricket right now.
I totally agree with Sharon. If you want to be the Peter Dury of this podcast, can you touch on my face on the camera right there so that the autofocus does not think that Shoaib Akhtar is behind me like it has for you many a time before?
Good call.
Good call. All right. Next one.
Now, this one is very interesting by Yusuf. Could get us cancelled. Yusuf says, India's Champions Trophy victory must always be remembered with a huge asterisk. Them playing at one stadium allowed them to play a custom team, giving them a huge advantage compared to other teams. I want to say 100% agreed.
I disagree, but not 100%.
When you're playing all of your matches in one stadium, and a lot of it also is that, all the other teams are traveling, they're accommodating for your schedule, and you're stuck in one hotel, in one room, and one stadium. And so you're very well aware of the conditions. You're well aware of what team to pick for that particular conditions. And, a team like New Zealand had to play games in Pakistan, and then Dubai. Australia had to play a game in Lahore, and then Dubai. So they had to pick teams that could work in Pakistan and the UAE, whereas India had to only look at teams or combinations that would suit the Dubai conditions.
Look, I love that energy, and I hope you bring that energy for the 2026 World Cup where Pakistan will literally not leave the city of Colombo.
Well, who set this precedent? Who started this?
That doesn't mean anything, but Pakistan is also
India
Pakistan is also going to take advantage of that same asterisk.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
100% not fair. But
Great.
again, who started this?
Bring that same energy.
Pakistan went to India for the ODI World Cup. India chose not to come to Pakistan for Champions Trophy. So,
Hey, look, I agree with you, but again, my disagreement to that statement is not the fact that, what was the statement again? Read the top line again.
India's Champions Trophy victory must always be remembered with a huge asterisk.
Stop. No, it shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, the team that won the Champions Trophy in 2025 was the best team that won. At the end of the day, we're just going to remember, oh yeah, that was the time that it was a really, really funky tournament where Pakistan hosted it, kind of. But India won because they should have won. They went unbeaten, man.
I'm not
crazy.
saying they're a bad team.
There we go.
But I am saying there is an advantage that they had.
I think in 25 years, people will not look back and be like, oh yeah, that weird Champions Trophy that happened in Pakistan, but not really.
I will remind them.
You will. If the podcast runs for 25 years, Bashar, that itself will be an achievement.
The next take is from Shiva. And Shiva says, Ashes has become a overrated series since last decade. All we saw is one-sided domination from Australia, except for Ben Stokes' heroics this series. Has been pretty one-sided, and in terms of competitiveness, BGT over Ashes. So it's time to make India-Australia rivalry as number one rather than Australia-England.
Spoken like a true Surya Kumar Yadav-led fan. Shiva, the guy, my brother, my friend, I disagree. 100% disagree.
The question is, how do you define a rivalry? Is it based on competition? Is it based on history? Because, I mean, even Ireland and England have a rivalry, but there's no competition, but the rivalry is there.
In cricket?
Yeah, they have... Bro,
100% disagree. That's the hot take.
When Ireland beat England in the 2011 World Cup, it was a massive victory.
It's
always a competitive match when they face.
Much like when Pakistan beat, when Bangladesh beat Pakistan in 2003.
100%.
But again, there's no rivalry in that situation because the sport itself does not entail in that rivalry. India and Pakistan have been playing test matches since 1954. The rivalry is built on legacy. The rivalry is built on history. And the rivalry also is obviously built on competition, right? Yeah, right now, I think with the England Ashes situation, yeah, the competition has shifted towards Australia. And with even India versus Pakistan, the competition has shifted towards India. But there was a time when it was the opposite as well. When India was in the doldrums and Pakistan was leading. And when Ashes was just like being retained by England. Yeah, again, that was when like Don Bradman was probably playing in the 50s and 60s. But that still does not cancel out the rivalry or the history or the legacy of what these two teams have done. So
I do agree with Shiva that in terms of competitiveness, I think India versus England test series is the pinnacle of test cricket right now.
England versus India, you said?
India versus Australia. Yeah.
That's the pinnacle of competition that we see. But the rivalry, it'll take a few more decades for that to build up.
Exactly. So, I mean, how do you define a rivalry, right?
Rivalry, again, it's
sometimes you're talking about legacy and history.
It is legacy,
but then you're saying
history, and
competitiveness.
I just said this. Legacy, history, and competition. It's all three of them combined together. So, 100% disagree, Shiva.
All right, we have the next hot take from Ali Khan. Ali Khan says, if Saeed Anwar's career had not been derailed by the personal tragedy of losing his daughter in 2001, he would have finished with a stronger overall career impact than Sachin Tendulkar, not only through longevity, but also through an exceptionally high sustained peak.
Saeed Anwar?
So he's saying, back
firstly, I didn't know that happened. So
back in 2001, Saeed Anwar's daughter passed away. And I think his career got derailed because of that.
But 2001...
So he's saying if that didn't happen, his career impact, he's not saying stats, he's saying career impact would have been greater than Sachin.
I don't know. That's
I disagree.
I disagree as well, only because 2001 is very close to 2003 when he actually was just retiring at that point. So in 2 years, what kind of impact would that have made anyways if his daughter
I
had
think Saeed Anwar's debut was like in the late 80s and early 90s. So
yeah,
by 2001, he's already been playing for a decade.
Yeah. So no, I disagree. Also, I don't think tragedy like that would necessarily define somebody's greatness. Like if you remember the Last Dance doc, Jordan lost his dad in a horrific accident. I think it was a murder actually, like a homicide, and he still won 3 chips after that. So it doesn't really. Like great players find a way to succumb this. I don't know how they do it. Like can't even imagine thinking like that, but I don't think that you could attribute one aspect of your life to that. I think that the butterfly effect of everything is just huge.
Yeah. Kavish has the next take, and Kavish says, growing the game is a branding slogan, not a mission. If growth were real, more full member teams, the next point, guaranteed fixtures for smaller nations, revenue sharing like actual global sports. Instead, associate teams get moments, not pathways. One upset every 4 years is marketed as progress. The ceiling is deliberately low. So
think-
what Kavish is saying is
I
that
think our Patreon members misconstrued what the idea of a hot take was. It's supposed to be one sentence, guys.
I think he's saying that, to summarize, that growing the game has become a slogan. It's not a mission. So ICC will have a World Cup here with 24 teams, and there's going to be one upset where USA beats Pakistan, and they'll say, "Oh, look, we're growing the game."
100% agree.
But in actuality, growing the game means more teams,
Totally.
more revenue distribution.
There is no pathway to actually go this game. Like, unless you're like if you have a gigantic upswing like Afghanistan did from 2005 to 2015, then you get test status. That's the last team that's gotten test status. Before that, it was Bangladesh. Oh, actually, before that was Ireland, and then before that was Bangladesh. So like in the past 20 years, we've gotten 3 teams test status. That means that we are not growing the game as big or as quickly as, let's say, a football is or FIFA is in their respective sport. Look at what F1 did in their sport, man. That's insane. Like you're telling me that there's more interest in F1 in the world than there is in cricket. ICC has failed. 100% agree.
Now, we have a hot take from our producer, A. Masood, and he has given multiple hot takes. So he's asked us to pick the best one that we have.
Let's do a rapid fire of that.
I wanted to just pick one of them and just talk a bit about that.
Sure.
He says, regarding Mankading specifically, if an opposing batsman runner is out of the crease by some distance during the bowler's run-up, the umpire should be allowed to automatically give it an out. The way the bowler doesn't have to worry about man-cutting, and we don't get into against the spirit of cricket debate. So he's saying that if a bowler is bowling in and the non-striker batsman is out of the crease before the ball delivery, then the umpire should just give it out without a man-cad happening.
No, disagree. 100% disagree. The idea of the umpire is that the umpire only gives it out when the player appeals it.
They have
Correct?
to man-cad. They have to hit the wickets
So if
and appeal for it.
yes, so that's the reason why the umpire will even look at it. There have been so many instances where there's an edge, bowler and fielder does not appeal, the umpire never gives it out. Same thing with like before, same thing with so many other instances where you have to ask the umpire, how is that? Is that out or not? And so if the player never does that, the umpire does not have the urgency to give that out. Does that make sense? So you have to ask the umpire, hey, is this out or not?
Yeah.
Because the basic law of cricket requires that. Bowled and catches are a bit more straightforward. The stumps have fallen. And even in some situations where even only the bail falls, or in some situations where the stump hits the bail, but the bail does not fall, you see the ball come back and appeal. And then, it goes upstairs to see what actually happened. And so in that situation, you have to ask the umpire, is it out or not? So in any situation, the man-cad will still, the way it is, the way the man-cad is presented will still remain the same.
I'm with you on this one, but I am a bit on the fence regarding what the actual ruling should be for a man-cad. Some people say it's in the rules. Others say that it's against the spirit of the game. So this whole spirit of the game to me has been coming up quite a bit in the past few years. Most recently when Alex Carey stumped Johnny Bairstow.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, he's out of the crease. Oh, but it's against the spirit of the game. So, either follow the rules or try to play the game in a good spirit.
I think this comes back to the previous hot take. The ICC should come back and really clarify what this actually means and just
it's in the rules.
Put some more bylaws in there. Like when is actually a dead ball called? Like right now, the contentious rule that I think the cricket in cricket right now that I think is really annoying is the bowler appeals for leg before, the umpire gives it out, and the ball is dead. The player then reviews it and is given not out, and the ball remains a dot ball. But in that situation,
even if that ball hit his pad
and went for 4, if they ran 2 with it, if it was an inside edge and they ran 2 with it, if it's an inside edge and it went for 4, it remains a dot.
That's basically what happened when Pakistan were facing Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Fahim was batting. They needed 8 runs off 3 balls. The ball hits his pads. They appeal for it. It's given out. Agha and Fahim cross, but because it was given out and it was overturned by the DRS, it was a dead ball.
Yeah.
So instead of it being 7 runs off 2 balls, it stayed at 8 runs for 2 balls.
Yep.
So that extra ball in that situation became quite critical.
Exactly. So like, I think that's one of the rules they should definitely change, not the man-cad. The man-cad, it's controversial, and I kind of enjoy the controversy of it all. Remember when the Afghanistan bowler
Fazl Haq
Farooqi man-cadded and ran out Shadab, and then Naseem did what he did?
Yeah.
That's cinema. So, it's given us some great moments as well.
Let's go to the Instagram.
The Instagram people knew how to do the Patreon. Guys, the Patreon members, I'm upset.
It's also like in Patreon, you can write a long post, but Instagram, it has to be within a few words.
I think we should have mentioned that it should be like one sentence, an elevator pitch of a hot take, so that we can go.
Okay. Next time.
Next time. We'll do this again. This is fun. All right, let's start with the easiest one that I can find. Hayes Amali 1485. You know who you are. This is the hot take. Ready? Jasprit Bumrah is a mid bowler.
100% disagree.
100% disagree.
I
Talk
think
about
Jasprit Bumrah is probably the best bowler in the world right now, with respect to being able to adapt in all conditions, in all formats. If I had to pick one bowler to bowl for my life, currently, it would be Bumrah. Whether
100%
you're
agree.
playing in Australia, in England, in India, he knows how to extract the best swing, seam off the wicket and use the conditions to the best of his ability. And his stats back that up.
I totally agree. No notes. Usman Beg. Shoaib Malik is a top 5 Pakistani batter of all time.
Which format?
Of all time.
Of all time? 100% disagree. If I had to pick top 5 Pakistani batters of all time, off the top of my head, it would be Yunus Khan, Javed Mirdad, Mohammad Yusuf, Inzamam ul Haq, maybe Hanif Mohammad, maybe Zahir Abbas, maybe Saeed Anwar, maybe Babar Azam.
So it's not
But
even the top
Shoaib
10.
Malik is not even in the contention. Like, I wouldn't even say he's top 10.
Yeah, Usman Beg, 100% disagree on that. That was a really bad take, buddy. Don't say that out loud. All right, let's see. This is okay. This is not a really hot take. Maybe you agree with it, even though you have the guy's book behind you. Brett Lee is a better test match bowler than Shoaib Akhtar. Test match bowler.
Okay, so Shoaib Akhtar.
Wait. First, you gotta tell me if you 100% agree or 100% disagree.
100% disagree.
Woo! The inner Pindi Express has awakened.
Look, Shoaib Akhtar missed half the test matches in his entire career. But if you look at his stats, he has a 40-something strike rate. So he's taking a wicket every 40 balls, which is phenomenal. His strike rate is up there with Waqar Yunus, with Dale Steyn, with Kagis Rabada, and his test match bowling average is 24. So even though he played cricket, like he played test cricket for a few years, but he missed a lot of test matches because of injuries. But his impact in those test matches were phenomenal. Like, give him a new ball, give him an old ball for a reverse swing, and he'll be lethal. He can change the game in the matter of a spell. So I think if I had to pick between Shoaib Akhtar and Brett Lee, and they're both fully fit, I would pick Shoaib Akhtar.
I 100% agree with the statement, only because the beauty of test match cricket is its longevity. And if you can have a long career like Brett Lee did in that sport, then you're automatically better. You have more wickets, on a better strike rate, less runs, you're better. And the numbers suggest that Brett Lee is better than Shoaib Akhtar. So 100% agree. This is a good one. Ehsan Maiman says, Lara was as good as Sachin.
100% disagree.
100% agree.
You agree?
Yeah.
You agree that Lara was better than Sachin?
And was as good.
Was as
So
good.
they're equals.
Was as good.
They're equals. No one's better. You want to change your answer?
Look, I think the
Wait, do
problem
you want to
is...
change your answer?
No.
Okay. Can talk about it.
I think... I do think Brian Lara was good. He was a great batsman.
Is he top 5 greatest test batter of all time?
Perhaps of all time.
Okay.
But I think that Brian Lara didn't really have a good team around him.
That's not his fault.
It's not his fault, but that's just how the game works, right?
So that doesn't mean that he's bad, though.
Sachin was part of one of the greatest batting orders of all time.
Fair.
Sehwag, with Ganguly, with Lakshman, with Dravid. You know, this is phenomenal. Am I missing somebody?
Azharuddin.
Ganguly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like he was part of a phenomenal batting lineup. So he was getting a lot of support from the other end. I'm not saying that without that support, Sachin wouldn't be that great. He still would have achieved great things. But Brian,
with the argument that you're presenting is the same reason why I think that they're equals. You're telling me that, look how many runs Lara has. Look how many first class. How many times he's broken the 400 record? At least twice in first class cricket. He has the highest first class runs, I believe, in the world right now, 500 plus. It was just, nobody had that type of temperament, at least in test cricket. And then you translate over the stuff that, like the only 50 over trophy that I believe that West Indies has won in the last like 30, 40 years is the one that they won in the
04 Champions Trophy.
The 04 Champions Trophy led by Lara. That's the only, with a shit team, they were able to do that. And I would also like say in the 90s, West Indies were pretty formidable. They had one of the best bowling attacks of all time in the 90s. And so Lara did have support there. I just think that if he had a better, stronger middle order, like you said, like Sachin did, I think those numbers would have been inflated. He had Shiv, he had Chris Gayle in there.
Sarwan.
He had Sarwan in there, but
Gayle.
again, those are not generational names like Lakshman is or Dravid is or Sehwag is. Like, they are kind of, India kind of had like their goats all together. in that like 15-year run. So yeah, I think Lara was just as good as Sachin. I hold that. Fair. Any ones you wanna pull up?
This one that says Virat is better than Sachin. This one is by _16. Virat is better than Sachin. I think when you're comparing Virat and Sachin,
You gotta first label 100% agree.
100% disagree.
You think Sachin's better than Virat?
I'm not saying that either. They could be equal.
One or the other. Just
my opinion is you can't compare them because they're different eras.
no, that's not the game.
Cricket has changed.
You're changing the game. The game is either agree with the statement or disagree. Don't
I
do
still
this.
disagree.
100% disagree.
Yes.
I think 100% agree. I think the impact that Virat Kohli has on this game, the reverberations will be felt for generations on.
The impact that Sachin had on Indian cricket, if there would be no Virat if there is no Sachin, because Sachin inspired Virat.
Fair. There is how do I shape this? Bill Russell in the NBA has the most championships. I think he has 11. More than Jordan. In many ways, Bill Russell motivated Jordan to be who he is. Nobody's taking anything away from Bill Russell. But Michael Jordan elevated the game to where it is today. Sachin Tendulkar will be the greatest batsman of all time. But what Virat Kohli has done to the game and globalizing it and moving it forward and just introducing so many different metrics of excellence, no one has done it before. I'm not saying nobody will do it ever again, but these reverberations, the way that he's taken the game from its basically on its feet and pushed it into the modern era, people will remember his contributions to the game for generations to come.
I think there's a lot more varying factors in cricket than basketball. Like I think basketball for the past 30 years, it's the same basketball, it's the same court, you're playing
things
same
change.
baseball.
I mean, things change.
But cricket is different, right? There's a new format in cricket now. You could argue that the era that Sachin played in, he played far more better bowlers. There was Courtney Walsh, Ambrose, Wasim Akram. Like, for God's sake, Sachin on his debut was playing Imran Khan, Wasim Akram, and Makar Yunus in Pakistan. Abdul Qadir.
So
like,
now we're in the same
now we're in the whole
LeBron
era
versus Jordan thing, the era thing. So I don't want to get into that, but short answer is I think that you will feel the reverberations of Virat Kohli and his excellence and what he's done to the game of cricket for generations to come. I'm not saying you haven't felt Sachin's, but I think Sachin's legacy is a little bit not tainted, but shadowed over what Virat Kohli was able to do, and that's just insane. I have one.
Yeah.
ANAC 304 says ODIs should be eliminated.
100% disagree.
100% disagree.
You can at best like reduce the overs of ODIs to 50 to 40.
I think that's the call.
Ravi Shastri also recommended this. But I think eliminating the ODIs altogether would be a bad idea. I still think the ODI World Cup is the pinnacle of
cricketing achievement
for cricket. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you. I think
it's the same as the FIFA World Cup.
Yes, I think the ODI World Cup, there's no way they're scratching that ever. It's just too many eyeballs, high competition, so much fun,
history.
So much history. I don't think they're going to do that. Like, it's almost coming up to 50 years. No, wait. 1975 was the first
75,
one, right? Yeah, so almost 50 years of the World Cup. So I don't think they're going to ever eliminate that. The ODIs bilaterals are a different conversation altogether. There is a conversation about reducing it from 50 to 40. It's been done before. It went down from, I believe, 60 to 50, and then also it was an 8-ball over, Bashar. Do you remember that? It used to be 8 balls in an over, now it's down to 6. So 6-ball over, 40 overs, that might be the future of ODI cricket. I still think it is the most complete form of cricket where you could be 10 for 3 in the first 10 overs and still have that time in the middle to rebuild and post like 280, 290. And we've seen many teams do that before. You have situations where you can put a huge total like 400 on the board and then still have the time and bandwidth to chase that down, like we saw in the crazy 434 game. So I think it's the most perfect encapsulation of what cricket actually is. Test matches for the purists, T20 is for the enthusiasts, ODI cricket is for everybody.
I saw a take which I think is quite relevant to the current times. Let me just find it. It was right here.
There's actually a few people who said ODIs need to be abolished. Wasi Sayed said the same thing. So like, Wasi, I disagree with you.
There's a take by Muskan Agai.
Agai?
Yeah. And I don't know. This person says, Abhishek Sharma will be a complete failure in the T20 World Cup 2026.
100% disagree. I think he's going to be a standout. I think he's going to that World Cup will make him a star. 100% agree with that. Like, there's no way. I don't even know where that's coming from, but cannot be genuine at all.
I want to say 100% disagree as well. But I will say that the more cricket that Abhishek Sharma is playing, the more data points that are out there, the more footage of how he's getting out, what bowling type he's struggling against. And I think high quality teams like New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, they will find his weaknesses and they will try their best to expose him.
Yeah.
Like
I think
we just saw like in the Asia Cup against Pakistan, the first game he demolished us. The second game, don't remember what happened exactly.
He played ballistic.
He played pretty okay. So, but the third game, Shaheen balled him a really good over first up.
Yes,
and then Pakistan got Fahim to get him out. So
he's not indestructible, but I think he's still gonna have a breakout tournament. Apart from that one Fahim moment, which is still only a moment, it's not. It's more like the outlier and not the rule. People haven't really found out what his kryptonite is.
I think Abhishek Sharma has performed literally in every condition he's played so far, whether it be in Australia, in India, in UAE. So I think this World Cup will be, like you said, a breakthrough one for him. He should finish as one of the top run scorers.
Yep, I agree. ATM Body says Naseem Shah is greater than Shaheen Shah.
100% disagree.
100% disagree. I love Naseem, by the way.
Me too. I love Naseem Shah as well, but I think Shaheen's impact has just been far greater. Shaheen's been a lot more clutch with the ball. Naseem has won us matches with the bat, but we're still waiting for him to win us matches with the ball.
I agree. Totally agree. King Kunta 74 says, this is again Bumrah back again. His take is Bumrah isn't even top 10 of all time.
Bumrah isn't even top 10 of all time. 100% agree.
100% agree.
For now, I think he hasn't played as much cricket. He's also had an injury-strucken career. He's had multiple back injuries, which he's missed cricket because of. He's had operations in New Zealand because of that. So I think it's commendable as to how much cricket he's played so far, and it's really appreciable of how the BCCI is managing his workload and ensuring that he still shows up for India in big matches.
100% agree with that. 100 Mitra says his hot take is Shubman Gill is the Babar Azam of India.
I would love for him to elaborate on that. What is he trying to say? Is this a diss on Gill?
Or is this a diss on Babar?
Or is he praising them both?
Let's take it positive. Let's say they're praising them both.
I disagree. I think Shubman Gill right now is probably a better batsman than Babar Azam. I think they have the same amount of test centuries, and Gill has not even played like 70% of the tests that Babar has.
Yeah, 100%.
So in lower test matches, Gill has a far like the same amount of centuries or more than Babar. And I think this year he's had a breakout year in test cricket specifically. And I think Gill is going to be that guy who's going to take Indian batting forward.
Yeah, I think I agree with that take. I think 100% disagree as well. Haroon K has two really good ones. Let's start with this one. Keeping the numbers aside, Babar was probably the worst captain Pakistan has had in a long time. I 100% agree with that, actually. In a long time. Who's worse than Babar Azam in the last 20 years?
Azhar Ali?
Yeah. But that's like back-to-back, kind of.
Yeah.
I think who was like a really bad captain in the last 20 years? We had a really long run with Inzamam, and then we had a long run with Shoaib Malik, and then Afridi.
Yunus Khan.
And then Yunus was like, he kind of did the T20 and then didn't do that anymore. And then he was like in the ODIs for a bit. And then after 2009, he wasn't anywhere.
And then Afridi and Misbah had
musical chairs for a bit. But Misbah then had a long run test in ODIs after that from like 2014 all the way to like 17, 18. So I guess like in the past like couple of decades, I guess he's the worst captain that Pakistan has had, even though he's been to a final. He's been to a semi-final and beaten until the semi-final. He got knocked out in the first final. Asia Cup final. World Cup knockout twice. That's the one that's going to bite him. 2023 World Cup and 24 World Cup. That's the one that's going to be like, going to put an end on his legacy, I believe.
I think I would agree with that. Yeah.
Haroon has another hot take. Misbah was a terrible white ball batter.
100% disagree.
60% agree. 40% disagree.
100% disagree. I think that with respect to the resources that Misbah had in his time, and I'm talking about Ahmed Shehzad opening. I'm talking about Nasir Jamshed opening.
Pause. Did you see Saeed Farhan talking about I think he was playing this or that. And he said, Mohammad Shahzad over, who was
Sehwag.
it? Sehwag, Kohli,
Sachin.
Rohit
Sharma.
Rohit.
I thought that
Talk
video
about patriotism.
was AI.
Talk about the love of the country.
I didn't know that was a real video, but it was real. And then shortly after that, one of my friends sent me an old Instagram, or actually a Facebook post of Farhan, and he's in bed with Ahmed Shahzad. Like he's literally in bed, like they're both sitting on the bed. Have you seen this picture?
I have not seen this.
Let me show you.
I don't want to.
Let me show
I don't
it to
want
you.
to.
Now you have to see it.
This is against my will. This is
because I saw it, now you have to see it too.
Oh my God. I have a few more really good ones. The people really cooked hard on
Memories. Pick 2012.
this is love.
And people are like, this explains it.
This
It's
is
also like people are saying it's his favorite batter. So it's his opinion.
and opinions can be wrong. So there's no problem with that. Umair18 Talha says Trent Boult is a better bowler than Mitchell Starc. 100% disagree.
100% disagree.
Yeah, it's Mitchell Starc is just on a generation.
Mitchell Starc.
I think he's taking 50 wickets in the Ashes just this season.
Look at his test stats. Look at the longevity. Look at how clutch he is in big matches. I would 100% disagree with that.
Umar, that's a really bad take. Muiz Khan has a take on Shubman Gill again. Shubman Gill is the most overrated player in the world. I disagree. 100% disagree.
Me too.
I think he's properly rated.
Yeah.
I
think he's
overrated.
adequately rated.
Adequately rated.
There's a take by Maz.B.Z. He says Kohli isn't going anywhere without completing 100 centuries. 100% disagree.
Yeah.
I think I saw
numbers are
somebody
against
do the math that with the amount of test matches that ODIs India is playing this year and next year, Kohli has to hit like a century every 4 games or like 3 games, which is not even peak Kohli scored a century every 3 or 4 games. So I think it's going to be tough. He might be trying in the 90s.
Yeah, I disagree. There's a lot of like stupid ones, like Babar Azam is overrated. This one's over. Like
There's also I saw a few takes that were either Saim Ayub is the greatest batsman that we have ever had, or Saim Ayub is the worst talent that we have.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I was looking for the Saim Ayub one, but please talk about it.
Let me actually pull it up. I just saw one right here.
Yeah, the Saim Ayub is
it's polarizing.
He's very polarized. I see Ibrahim Goat 7 says Saim Ayub has the potential to be the best batter of our generation. And I had another one that said Saim Ayub is overrated. So which one do you agree or disagree with?
I agree with the fact that Saim Ayub could be the best batsman of our generation. I know his stats don't back that up right now, but I think in terms of potential, if you see him bat when he's on song, there's no real better sight. And I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I know he's from Karachi. I'm from Karachi. Love the Karachi agenda. But right now, just from a neutral point of view, I do think Saim has the capability of being that all format player for Pakistan and also being clutch and being a match winner, because when he scores runs, Pakistan has a really high chance of winning.
100% agree with that. You know that.
And also because now we have Saim the bowler. Like last year, I was just doing the numbers, and Saim took 21 wickets in T20Is and an economy of 6.76.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he's
crazy.
Talk about generation talent. It doesn't have to be only with the ball or only with the bat. It could be both. I actually have the hot take that Saim Ayub might, at the end of his career, will become Pakistan's best T20 all-rounder. That's my hot take. 100% agree or disagree? At the end of his career, he might be the best.
Too early to say.
Okay. Ismail 16, you know him. He met us in Florida. Big fan of the podcast. Shai Hope is the most underrated modern batsman.
100% disagree. I think he is correctly rated.
Correctly rated. Have you seen his ODI stats?
They're good.
They're decent.
But his strike rate really needs improvement.
His
and he has improved in the last few years, but because his strike rate was so bad the first few years of his career that he's trying to still work his way up to increase it. But I do think he's in really good form in recent time, like in T20s and ODIs. He's probably one of the best West Indies batsmen right now.
100% agree. I think he's adequately rated, Ismail. That's my hot take on that. I have two on Mohammad Asif. All right,
go.
They're gonna be. I'm gonna pair them together. Ismail Alt IG. I don't know why I just didn't come with this original IG, but Ismail Alt IG says If Mohammad Asif wasn't banned from cricket, today Pakistan would have at least one more ODI World Cup.
ODI World Cup?
One more World Cup.
One more World Cup. 100% disagree.
100% agree.
I don't think ODIs was ever Asif's best
It
format.
just says World Cup.
What is a World Cup?
2009. T20 and ODI.
2009? But he was still active. He was an active player back then.
Why didn't he play that World Cup?
Because we had Razak opening the bowling with Shoaib Tanvir, and then Amir came in the team.
You don't think we would have won at least one more World Cup from 9?
And then he played
10.
2010 he played.
He played
and
2010.
lost.
From 2010 to 2018. Those were about 4 World Cups in that span. T20 World Cups and 2 ODI World Cups. So 6 World Cups. You don't think we would have won at least one of those? If Asif and Amir were both there, I'll put Amir in this as well.
No, so now you're bringing Amir as well.
I'm putting in both. Yeah.
No.
2015 World Cup with Amir and Asif, bro. With no one, we went to the quarterfinals. And we barely almost made it against Australia.
Asif had many issues in his personal life. I don't think if he didn't get banned, he would have gotten banned or like in jail for something else. Like, he is a genuine corrupt guy. 100%.
Poster child.
For real.
Would you ever have him on the podcast?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
so
why not?
funny.
Why not?
Mohammad Asif
I would
on the
ask him
podcast?
good questions.
If you guys want Mohammad Asif on the podcast, let us know.
We heard he lives in Baltimore.
Baltimore? All right, that's not that far. What, a 6-hour drive for us?
Yeah.
It's doable. If the podcast wants it, we'll get it. And then pairing that up with what Chaudhry Rafe says, Mohammad Asif was the best right arm pacer in the world.
In the world.
Was, like, at one point. 100% agree.
100% disagree.
100% agree. You go to KP, you go to AB de Villiers, you go to Amla, you go to Smith, you go to who else? There's a few more in there that I'm missing. The toughest bowler that they've ever felt or they've ever played, they give that crown to Mohammad Asif.
Does he say greatest or best?
Was the best.
Disagree. I think
so you're saying there's always been a better bowler than Mohammad Asif?
Dale Steyn, for sure.
So concurrently, when Asif's peak was what? 6, 7, 8 around that time?
From 06 to
08.
10.
That you think that was his peak? That whole 4-year run?
I think Test cricket was always his peak. Like, he's always done really well.
Right. So if we stick to Test cricket, you're saying that Dale Steyn has always been better than Mohammad Asif.
In terms of match winning ability, in terms of impact, for sure. I do think that Dale Steyn he started a bit later. Dale Steyn started to, like, his career kicked off, I think, back in 08, 09. So there might be a bit of an overlap on their peaks, but I think Dale Steyn trumps him.
Okay. Rayana Shwak says Starc over Wasim Akram.
100% disagree.
Wait, I gotta think about that.
Would you pick Mitchell Starc or Wasim Akram?
For what? For my life?
To bowl in your team.
I gotta think about that.
I would pick Wasim just in terms of
you're not even thinking about this.
Let's say peak Wasim Akram versus peak Mitchell Starc. So they're both bowling 145 clicks. Wasim's at the peak of his power, swinging the ball both ways, reverse swing.
The thing is,
round the wicket, away swing.
I've seen Starc get whipped by Fakhar Zaman in Dubai, and I don't think I could be wrong on this, but I don't think anyone's given Wasim that treatment ever.
But you also haven't seen Wasim play in T20s, so he never got the opportunity to get whipped like that.
Fair enough. But my hot take is that if Wasim Akram played T20s, he would have been the best T20 bowler of all time.
Highest in demand.
Highest in demand. He would have been like the IPL would be like, screw the soft ban. We need Wasim. Like, it would have been like that. That's my hot take. But I don't know, man. The Starc Wasim thing is very interesting. I think they were both generational.
You know what's funny? We met Joy Bhattacharya.
Yes, we did.
Last year at the GG20. And so he's worked with the KKR. And we talked to him about Wasim Akram's stint with KKR. And he told us that the KKR team management would not let Wasim Akram bowl in the nets to the guys, because even with an old ball, at the age of 40, Wasim Akram would swing the ball both ways, get Callis out, get all the younger guys out, and that would decrease their confidence.
Yeah.
So they're like, Wasim bhai, just please coach them, don't bowl to them.
Yeah.
Because when you bowl to them, they lose confidence and they have a match coming up.
Again, stories like that, who's to argue? Let's get controversial. I don't know if you've already gotten controversial in this 40-minute pod already, but Hamad Aziz K wants to get us killed, but his hot take is, the 1992 World Cup victory was a fluke, not an Imran Khan masterclass.
100% agreed.
Oh,
I think, bro, the 92 World Cup was 100% a fluke.
I
Like a
agree.
World Cup like that has
100%
never
agree.
happened. Pakistan was at the bottom of the table. There was this one game they had against England where they were both up for 7-2. And if it hadn't rained, England would have chased that and Pakistan would have been knocked out.
Yeah.
So rain helped them. That team
Is it a
lost against
fluke?
that team.
Or is it determination and ambition and perseverance and hard work and teamwork and brotherhood and the belief in one God
मैंने
and Qawwali and
मैं-
Nusrat?
मैंने इतने शिद्दत से तुमको चाहने की कोशिश की है
Yes.
कि हर जर्रे ने मुझे तुमसे मिलाने की कोशिश की.
Exactly. Was it that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or was it just like one man's
Like, I don't think
self-belief and blind? Like, there's a term that Steve Jobs invented called a reality distortion field. That's when he does not like let all the negative energy through. It's a tunnel vision. It's him and it's the end of his goal. And he sees that. That's all he sees. It's a reality distortion. He doesn't see anything else. Everything is molded into his vision and everything turns into what he wants and works in his favor. I think Imran Khan kind of has or had that reality distortion in his eyes.
I think objectively, if
Because
you
everybody said
listen,
that he believed that.
objectively, if you look at the World Cup, New Zealand was a way better team than Pakistan. Right? I think New Zealand was like top of the table. With Pakistan was like very at the bottom.
Yeah,
And then
New Zealand was 1 and Pakistan was 4. That's why
New
they played
Zealand
semis.
lost just one match in the group stages, and I think England was the other best team. So, cricketing wise, in cricketing ability, and who was in hot form, probably New Zealand, England was a better team, but Pakistan just kind of peaked at the right time.
Yep. And I think, was it a fluke? I think the answer is somewhere in between. I think it was a fluke, and then it was also like Imran Khan's match. He came in the semifinal and the final.
Look, there is a
he won 2 crucial games for
there
Pakistan.
is a hint of miracle happening.
Sure.
Like if you look at the semifinal, the innings that Inzamam Haq played in the semifinal, in that situation, I don't think anyone's ever done the same thing. Like given that situation, it's a World Cup semifinal, you need like 120 of 80 odd balls, and a batsman who's been out of form the entire tournament comes in, plays a blinder of an knock, hits 60 odd off 30 balls, 1992. That rarely ever happens.
Yeah.
So-
we made a reel about this. We made a whole explainer about how insane that was. So I think it's somewhere in the middle. You said 100% agree. I would disagree with that. I think there has to be some sort of Imran Khan brilliance, just because the semifinal, the final, just every single person that comes out. I mean, there might be a little bit of a revisionist history going on as well, but every single player that comes out of the 92 World Cup says there was not a moment where Imran Khan did not think that we were not going to lift that trophy. And so I have to believe in the myth, man. That whole World Cup is the making of the myth of what Imran Khan now is. And so, yeah, good question, Ahmad.
Question from Mirza _ Ibrahim Asif. He says, Babar Azam is the best batsman Pakistan has ever produced. Mic drop. 100% disagree. I think you got to let Babar Azam finish his career to see where he ends up. Right now, he's still in the top 5 of run scores for Pakistan across formats. And I think we have to see, at what point does Babar finish his career? How does he compare to Yunus and Yusuf and Javed Medad? Because right now, one area where Babar is lacking behind is Test cricket. Babar has just 9 Test match hundreds in 60 odd Test matches. So, compared to Yunus Khan, who has 34 Test match hundreds and like 118 Test matches.
But then if you go to a different format, like ODIs, then Babar just smokes everybody, literally.
But still, across formats, Yunus has more centuries and more runs.
Yeah.
In more games, obviously,
Truly,
as well.
yeah. I disagree, but not by 100%. I think he's in the top 5 for sure. There's a conversation to be had. And if in the next 4 years he's able to snag a World Cup here and there, that'll be
Okay,
very
let me
interesting.
give you this question. You have to pick one Pakistani batsman to bat for your life.
Okay.
Who would you pick?
Are you giving me options? Or I
Sure,
can pick
let
one?
me give you options. Yunus Khan, Mohammad Yusuf, Inzamam ul Haq, Javed Medad, Zahir Abbas, Hanif Mohammad, Babar Azam.
That's too many options.
Okay, let me take Zahir Abbas and Hanif Mohammad.
Give me 4.
Yunus Khan, Inzamam ul Haq, Mohammad Yusuf, and Babar Azam.
What format are we playing?
Test cricket.
Yunus Khan, Mohammad Yusuf, Inzam Babar Azam. I think I'd go Yusuf in that, actually.
Me too.
Right?
I would go Yusuf too.
You can play in any condition. It could be Australia. It could be England.
Did you know Yusuf has a century at the MCG in a boxing test match? Against Shane Warne?
King shit, bro. That's king shit. So I would go Yusuf with that.
I think Yusuf underachieved in his career, but he was definitely up there with the best of his
Yeah,
generation.
that 2006, 2007 run, just look it up, guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up.
Yusuf scored 9 centuries that year, and 9 centuries is how many centuries that Babar Azam has in his entire test career.
Insane run. Just look it up. It's a crazy run. Lulz Creative Space says T20s and franchise cricket shouldn't exist.
Say again?
T20s and franchise cricket shouldn't exist. T20s and franchise, so both of them clumped together. I disagree.
I disagree as well.
Let the players make money.
Yeah.
It's not a format that I truly enjoy. Like franchise cricket, like I don't even know what's going on in the ILT20. BBL I'm following because of the Pakistani players and production value and just a lot more fun. Watching cricket in Australia is just a joy for me. But I don't really follow. Like I don't know what's going on with T10 and stuff like that. It doesn't tickle me.
If Pakistan players were not banned in the IPL, I would have loved for the IPL to be longer and just all of the world.
Longer? It's only 2 months.
Make it 3 months.
What?
Hold on. Listen to me.
Okay.
More players, more teams. And it's the best of the best, right? So everybody's tuned in to watch the best players interact with each other. And I think I would have loved to watch that. Or like any other league, a Champions League, where there's the top 8 teams of the 8 test nations and their domestic tournament.
I think the Champions League would be really interesting because then that would be something I would actually pay attention to as opposed to following what was happening in the ILT20 or the SA20.
It's really hard to give a shit about these leagues.
We are just banning ourselves from all these leagues.
I'm genuinely like I don't care
are you the Desert
about
Viper?
the Desert Vipers.
You're a deadhead.
Or the Sharjah Warriors.
What are you talking about?
MI Emirates.
Guy hates the MI Emirates.
You know?
You think MI will ever put a team in PSL?
MI Faisalabad?
MI Faisalabad? Is that happening?
Are you Faisalabad?
Okay, let's see. A lot of Shadab stuff as well. Here's one that's gonna piss you for sure. Qasim Hussain 288 says to piss you off. James Anderson is overrated.
100% disagree.
100% disagree.
Look at his numbers. Look at the longevity. He played test cricket till he was 40. 700 plus wickets in test matches. Like the longevity across conditions. I think he's one of the greatest fast bowlers of all time.
Zihan Ahmed says, by the way, I agree with everything he just said. So that's my take. Zihan Ahmed says, Mike Hassan is the greatest coach after Mickey in the recent times.
I think it's still a bit too early to say that, but
I agree.
The one thing we're seeing under Mike Hassan is Pakistan having bench strength, which was a concept not known to Pakistani fans and Pakistan cricket management. So I want to still let Mike cook, like give him another year and a half till the ODI World Cup, and then let's revisit this point.
Murtaza says, Cummins is a better cricketer than Starc, and that includes bowling. Cummins is just better.
100% disagree.
100% disagree. I think Starc is the greatest Australian bowler right now.
Yeah.
I think the best last generation.
Last decade.
Since Warren? Can you say that? I mean, Travis Head it's not Travis Head.
Warren McGraw.
Lyon has more wickets, but
in terms of like impact and
yeah, come on.
Starc can bat too.
Starc. Yeah. So I disagree with that. Anything you have for me? A lot of Saim Ayub stuff, bro.
Yeah, this one's good. Asmar_Najam says, India is an overrated team.
100% disagree.
100% disagree as well.
Okay, wait, I thought you were going to say the opposite, and then we were just going to get cancelled.
Look, I think
India is the greatest team of all time.
In the last decade, they were very good, but in the last 3 or 2 years, they've been actually phenomenal. Particularly in big tournaments and in events. They've been winning trophies in different formats, conditions. So I think they're probably rated.
Yeah, they're probably rated. I think they're the probably all format greatest team. We like to pick on them because they're so good and they can take a joke, obviously. Abdullah Hasnan has a hot take that just pissed me off. So I'm just going to say it out loud. Shahid Afridi is not as good as people perceive him to be. 100% disagree. Massive, like 1000% disagree.
100% agreed.
Wow.
Look, I think if you
it'd be your own.
Listen. If you pull up Afridi's numbers, they're pretty mid, right? I think he averages 35 runs per wicket with 1 wicket a match, and that plus a 23 batting average in ODIs. So
with 110 strike rate.
Those are just okay numbers, right? So basically, what you're telling me is that in 10 overs, Afridi will give you 1 wicket for like 45, 50 runs. I don't know what his economy is.
Yeah.
And then he scored 23 off like 21 balls. I do want to say
that's the horrible way to look at what Afridi is and has become.
Let me preface this.
This is the worst way. If you just look at the guy's numbers and average it out and be like, hey, this guy only scored 25 runs at a 21 ball and then gave you a wicket per 45 runs. Like, That's not what Shahid Afridi represents. That's not
Okay,
what who he is.
let me finish my thought. Sorry to
Sorry, I'm
trigger
just
you.
getting heated.
This guy's triggered.
So triggered right now.
I do want to say that Shahid Afridi had a match-winning ability. The amount of games that he's won Pakistan in ODIs and T20s
and test matches.
and test matches, you can
He has a
judge.
5 for in Australia.
You
Look
should
it up.
judge.
Look it up.
He finished.
Look it up. He has a 5 for in Australia.
I think you should judge Afridi's performances and his legacy with the moments that he's given you over his career, whether they be the 07 World Cup where he was to play the tournament, the 09 T20 World Cup where he was the played the match in the semis and the finals, the 2011 World Cup where he was the highest wicket taker, 2014 Asia Cup where he scored those 2 sixes against Ashwin. So that's what I remember about Afridi when I look back.
Shahid Afridi might be the greatest cricketer.
Yo, hold on.
Let me finish. Shahid Afridi might be one of the greatest cricketer of all time to a very certain generation of Pakistan cricket fans.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm glad you finished.
Yes.
Because when you said Afridi might be the greatest cricketer of all time, I'm like, pause.
You know, my hot take is that Shahid Afridi, if I were to seriously build a Pakistan Test 11, Shahid Afridi was my opener in that team. I'm not being ironic. Anyways, my spiel was Shahid Afridi is one of the greatest players of all time for a certain generation of Pakistan cricket fans, right? The generation between 2003 and 2010. If you know, you know. Zillennials, millennials, Gen X, whatever you guys are, doesn't matter. Everyone's welcome. But the impact that he has on the game, what he's done to elevate just awareness and, brings a sort of emotion and passion into the game that was sort of lost for a little bit right after Imran Khan, and then has since been regained since Babar Azam has come back. I think it can only be mirrored and in parallel with those great names. Shahid Afridi is not only just a cricketer, but he's a way of life. He's a standard of life. He's a choice you make every day you wake up. Either I'm going to be Shahid Afridi or I'm not going to be Shahid Afridi. And Shahid Afridi himself does not have to make that choice. He's just who he is. And so I think his impact, we will never know, is the short answer.
Well said.
We will never know. Thank you.
Do we have more?
Do
you have a lot more, but do we want to keep going?
Yeah, we can keep going. We got time.
We can do
a few more.
I do have one hot take that I think everybody's going to agree with, which is that Yashi Sports is Canada's home of cricket. What's your take on that?
100% agree.
And they are the only go-to place in North America. You want to buy your equipment. They've got bats, pads, gloves, kit bags, shoes, you name it, they have it if it's related to cricket. And they've given us an exclusive code, BP15, for 15% off your purchase. Go to yashisports.com and browse through their large variety of equipment. Thank you, Yashi Sports.
Thank you so much, Yashi Sports. I have one hot take that's going to really tickle you. JK14 ABC says, bring back Iftikhar Ahmed.
I read that right now.
You can't
and
drop
I was like, how do we block
anymore.
this guy? How can we block JK? What is it? ABC?
JK14 ABC.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you 100% disagree on that?
Yes.
Okay. Pakistan bowling lineup is not world class. Amen. 20.
Pakistan spin bowling is world class. Pakistan pace bowling needs a lot of work.
Some patchwork there. SN Mayman has another one, which I just cannot believe that these are words coming out of people's mouth. Are you guys even watching cricket? You know, cricket has been going on. It's a really old sport. You guys should check out what's going on. ABD is overrated. Never won anything for his country. Like Virat, he hasn't won crunch matches.
That's like saying Brian Lara is overrated because he didn't win anything.
So let me rephrase that. ABD is overrated. Never won anything for his country. Like Virat won crunch matches. Like Virat has won crunch matches. ABD has not.
100% disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. 100% disagree.
I think you can't make an ODI or T20I playing 11 of all time without ABD.
ODI? Yeah.
Or
it's going to be tough.
T20s. You can't do it.
It's going to be tough. ODIs, yeah, that's going to be tough. I mean, you could make it, but like...
It wouldn't be accurate.
It wouldn't be accurate. ABD is generational.
But the other question is, like, how do you judge greatness, right? Is it match winning ability or is it runs and impact? So you got to define what greatness is and how you measure it before you can say that person is great, that person is not great.
Yeah. Like Piyush Chawla has a 2000, like a World Cup and Stein does not. Does that mean that Piyush Chawla is better than Stein? I leave that for the comments.
100% agreed.
I leave that for the comment section to decide. Babar Azam is the most famous cricketer after Imran Khan for Pakistan.
100% disagree.
100% disagree.
Shahid Afridi, Shoaib Akhtar, these guys were massive back in their days.
All I would say is Shahid Ghayas apne asli account se aao. ये क्या मजाक हो रहा है? Tash Azad has a hot take. This is Tash Azad from Share. So if you guys want to, I don't know, don't pick on him. But India ruined cricket as a global sport. Look at the countries in the baseball World Classic versus Cricket World Cup.
I don't want to say India. I want to say ICC.
I would say ICC.
Because even though ICC makes the most money off of India and they also give the most revenue sharing percentage to India, ultimately it's the ICC whose job it is to grow the game, not the BCCI or Indian cricket.
Yeah, I agree. YDK JB010. Prime Alistair Cook was better than Prime Babar Azam. I'm assuming
100% agreed.
100% agreed, yeah. Prime Alistair Cook was something else. That's Sir Alistair Cook to you.
This is the YDK one. Now, let's just end this on this one because it's going to be full circle. Warda Zaman says, I don't see anything wrong with the Mankad run out.
Wow, this is full circle. Did you plan that?
No.
Wow.
100% agreed. If it's in the rules, it should happen. I think my opinion on this has evolved. Back when Fazlul Haq Farooqi got Shadab out, I think I was just a bit mad because I was on the brute end of that.
Weren't we calling for like the Pakistani bowlers to Mankad the Indians in the Asia Cup final? I was like, let's do it.
Were we? I don't remember.
I think we were. I think if one of them had, we would have been like, yeah, that's 100%.
Look, if it's in the rules, it should be legal. If it's not in the spirit of the game, take it out of the rules.
100%.
But if it's out of the rules, it's also unfair to the bowling team because that means the non-striker batsman can just have a midway start.
Can we issue a warning? How about that?
You can, but
you get one warning.
And then what?
And then the next one, you can run out the running at batsman.
But it's still going to be a Mankad.
Yeah, but I think the thing that people get annoyed by with a Mankad is that it just comes out of left field. It's like a batsman is trying to sneak a run. Yes, how many yards is he actually going to get before all this happens, etc., etc. The Mankad just seems like a cheap tactical or technical way of getting a batsman out, and it doesn't feel earned. So if you appeal and be like, hey, this guy's running out of his crease, I will run him out the next time I see him out. The umpire can tell the batsman, you were out of your crease. That's one warning. The batsman can now go out and run you out. The same way that a bowler, the first no ball, waist-height no ball is given a no ball. It's also given as a warning. If he commits another one, he's taken off.
It's kind of like saying a bowler should be able to cross the line and ball a big no ball, warn him the first time. The next time it'll be no ball.
No, but this is different.
The line is there for a reason.
The Mankad,
and you should be behind it.
The Mankad,
if you cross the line, you're taking an unfair advantage, and that's when you should be reprimanded.
The Mankad run out happens before the play starts. That's what's weird about it.
When the bowler is in his run up, the play has started.
But it doesn't feel like that because the play is for people, for the national audience, the play is when the ball hits the bat. And none of that happens when the Mankad happens. It's just the ball running in, steaming in. I agree with you. The play starts when the umpire calls play, that's when the ball runs in. The umpire doesn't call play as the baller is already like on the popping crease. So I agree with what you're saying. Again, this is a technical, tactical law issue. I would say it's 100% agree that Mankad should be allowed. Obviously, it's in the laws. But my take is that they should change the law to that. So what I just suggested. Have
first
a
warning and then
it's fair game. And that way that the umpires also tell the batsman, the commentators tell the viewers, hey, Abhishek Sharma was warned by Fahim Ashraf that if he leaves his crease again, then he will be run out. Everybody's aware now at this point, right? But when it's like last over, you need like 9 runs to win, and Shadab Khan is like on 48 off like 15, 20 deliveries, whatever it was, and Fazlul Farooqi runs him out. That seems like it's cheap. Even though it's not, it's part of the law, but
it leaves a bad taste.
Yeah. What do you think about this exercise?
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah. Any hot take that you want to end on?
My hot take is that cricket isn't fun anymore, and particularly because of all the politicization in cricket, specifically what happened in the Asia Cup. Because of that, it's just not fun to follow cricket anymore, or like big events or World Cups, Asia Cups, because of so much outside content getting mixed into cricket, it leaves a bad taste in a general cricket fan's mouth.
I 100% agree.
And that was my
I don't think it's a hot
opinion.
take.
It was my opinion just covering the game. We did I look back 15 or 16 episodes in that 30-day Asia Cup period. And by the end of it, I was just drained because
Yeah.
I want to talk about cricket. I don't want to talk about what he said, what that said, what the umpire said, what he said in the post-match. Like that just should be outside noise.
Yeah, like I shouldn't know the name's Andy Pycroft. Like I should not know that name. But here I am, thinking about him before I sleep. I agree. That's not a hot take though. I thought that like you were gonna bring something like crazy, like Marnus Labuschagne is a generational talent. You know, or like Marnus Labuschagne's spin is underrated, which I think is underrated. Have you seen his BBL record?
His leg spin?
It's pretty good.
I haven't seen the record.
It's pretty good. I saw this one over. I think it was on my reels. He was mic'd up, and he got 2 back-to-back wickets, and he just went crazy insane. I think Marnus Labuschagne is like I would love for him to be friends with. Like I would love him to be on the podcast, and B, I just want to be friends with this guy. This guy seems like a bloke.
What's your hot take?
I think my hot take was that Shahid Afridi should be in the starting. Should be the opener of Pakistan's all-time 11. Look up the numbers. I'm not lying.
Lala ball.
Lala ball. Look at the centuries. Look at the numbers. Look at the average. Look at the strike rate. Look at the bowling average. And look at when he retired from Test cricket. And look at what he did in ODI cricket and in T20 cricket, and what could have happened if he played 20 years of Test cricket.
I think Afridi has 7 Test hundreds, and his strike rate is over 80.
Yes.
I think it's 87.
87, 36 average in about 20 odd or maybe 30 odd Test matches. It's not a lot of Test matches. And so gone too soon. I don't know why he retired. He was given all format captaincy, and then he just retired.
Well, I think we all know why he retired. He could smell something fishy going on because literally 2 matches after he retired, the whole spot fixing thing happened, which he thinks was happening for a while, and he didn't want to be involved in that.
Why didn't you just call him out? I don't know. This is a podcast with Lara that I would love to have one day, hopefully. This was a great exercise. I think people sent in some good questions. Patreon folks kind of missed the mark there with the whole hot take situation. So next time we'll explain them in minor details. A lot of the people, we got hundreds of takes, by the way. And a lot of people missed what a hot take is. And people are just saying like their random opinions on stuff. And that's not what a hot take is. A hot take
People
is...
send us questions as well.
I think next time we'll like explain what a hot take is. Yeah, people are just like sending us questions about like this, that, or the other. So I think once we do this a bit more often, people will get attuned to it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Please check out all the description with all the information below. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope we read your hot take. If you had a good hot take, we definitely checked it out. And if you guys want to join.
If you want to send your hot take next time, the best way is to join the Patreon.
Yeah.
And your take will be guaranteed mentioned. Or check us out on Instagram at backwardpointpod.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in the next pod.
Cheers.
Got behind.